Hey friend, I'm Wendy McNeil. I'm the founder of Charlie Jane Speakers, and since 2002, I've helped speakers go from, I think I want to speak, to, I just got booked. I'm a Nebraska girl living my dream of working with speakers, and in this podcast, I'm sharing simple strategies and the behind-the-scenes truth about what meeting planners actually respond to. We'll talk about pitches, talk titles, one-sheets, where to find legit opportunities, and the small moves that lead to big results. I'm a wife to my best friend of 35 years, mama to 4 amazing daughters, and nana to 12 grandbabies who totally have Nana's heart. So grab your coffee and let's get into it. Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about the 7 things meeting planners look for in 60 seconds. 60 seconds. Meeting planners aren't sitting down with coffee to read your speaker one sheet. They are scanning it fast. I know this because I used to be the one getting pitched. Back in the day, and I mean way back in the day, speakers mailed in to me VHS tapes, DVDs, flyers, the full media kits, hoping to get booked. And I'm going to tell you, I did not have time to read them. I did not. I scanned for clarity, credibility, and whether they felt like a safe yes. Between emails, deadlines, sponsor asks, and 100 open tabs, your one sheet has one job. Help them decide in seconds if you feel like a safe, confident yes. And the good news, this isn't about being famous, okay? It's about being clear, credible, and easy to book. Your speaker one sheet isn't a resume. A speaker one sheet is a decision page. It's not meant to tell your life story. It's meant to answer a planner's silent questions like, who's it for? What will the audience get? Can she deliver? How do I book her or him? If your one sheet makes them hunt, guess, or scroll through a wall of text, you lose the moment. Now, I'm going to break this down into the exact 7 things most meeting planners look for in 60 seconds. I have been working with speakers and meeting planners for over 24 years. So we are going to start with number 1, a one-line promise they understand instantly. Okay, what's your one-line promise that they're going to understand instantly? This is the headline of your one sheet, and it should pass a simple test. Could a stranger repeat it back to you? Strong examples sound like outcomes. I help women leaders speak up in high-stakes rooms without over-explaining or shrinking. Or I help teams reduce burnout and improve communication in hybrid workplaces. Those are strong examples. Now, weak examples are going to sound like, I speak on leadership, confidence, and motivation. No, it's blah. It is not clear. You want to make it easy. You want to make it obvious, okay? And you want to make it about the audience. Number 2, your talk titles that sound like results, okay? Not vibes. I want them to sound like results. Planners don't book inspiration. They do not anymore, all right? They book sessions that move people toward a result. So if your title is broad, the planner has to guess what the audience walks away with. If your title is outcome driven, the planner can picture it on the agenda immediately. So a quick upgrade trick here. Your topic title needs to have the outcome in it. So let's say for resilience, how to bounce back faster after change without burning out. Or confidence, how to speak with confidence when you're not feeling it. Number 3, a credibility snapshot. All right, this is short, specific, and very relevant. This is where a lot of speakers accidentally write a biography. Don't No, okay? I want you to give a planner a quick, what we call a trust stack, all right? So keep it 2 to 4 lines. That's all. What you do, and use plain language. Why you're qualified. What's your experience, your results, your credentials, and who you've worked with, if it's relevant. Think proof, not lifetime line. Number 4 is a clear audience match. All right. Planners want to know if you fit in their room. So your one sheet should clearly state who your talk is for. I'm going to say that again. Your one sheet should clearly state who your talk is for. Like the role, industry, situation, and where it works best. Where do you think it's going to work best? Conference, corporate, retreats, association. This is going to reduce friction. A planner should not have to wonder if you are for them, okay? Number 5 is proof you can deliver even if you're not a big name yet. Proof doesn't have to be at celebrity level. It just has to be believable and specific. So some strong proof can be like 1 to 2 testimonials with outcomes, or reactions, logos if you have them, ratings, attendance, repeat bookings, media mentions are huge, and a short results line, like I helped X teams, da-da-da. If you do not have testimonials yet, you can use like feedback from maybe a training, from a coaching client, maybe from a workshop, maybe something pulled from an email or a text message. So proof is going to lower risk. Proof is going to lower risk. And planners are, yes, risk managers. Number 6 is a layout built for skimming. Okay, so a planner should be able to skim your one sheet, kind of like a menu. All right, so a simple layout that works. And I should mention also that I have been designing speaker one sheets for 16, maybe 18 years now. And it's always going to follow a simple layout. So you have your headline promise, your talk titles and outcomes, who it's for, your proof block, your short bio, your call to action, and then your contact or booking information. And you need to use white space. I don't want you to cram so much in there that it's hurting their eyes, right? It needs to be able to breathe. So use section headers. I want you to avoid like giant paragraphs. Number 7, a frictionless next step. What do you want them to do? Or how do they book you? This is a quiet deal breaker. So you want to make your booking path painfully clear. Your email, your website, your speaker page link, to check dates or request a proposal email. What I want to add to this so I don't forget, because it's not in my notes, and I teach this, is you can put a QR code on your one sheet. If you use Canva or if you have somebody professionally do it for you, they can add the QR code on there. And what happens is if it is on your website on a PDF, they can scan it, and then if it's printed, they can still scan it with their phone. And what I like, and I teach speakers to do, is to take that QR code, be very intentional with this. And I want you to take them to a video that you did specifically for them. Now, if there's a stage that you really, really want to get on, then I would recommend doing individual videos. Now, you can have one that is, a general video for meeting planners, but if it is a stage that you really want to get on, I would be very intentional with that video and speak directly to that planner, because they're going to love that. They're going to absolutely love that. And you're talking to them, you've done your research, and in your video, you're speaking their language, you've been on their website, and you know all the things. So I don't want to get off track here, but I really encourage you to add a QR code to your one sheet that takes them to your video. Okay? And also, do not bury your contact information, how they can find you, and all the things. I say this too about your website. Don't bury it, and don't make them have to click 3 times. Don't send them on a scavenger hunt. Make it easy. Else, the number one sheet mistake speakers make, and I've gone back and forth, especially in designing these and coaching them, is they write the one sheet like a biography instead of a booking tool. So if your one sheet is mostly, about me, I did this, I've been there, me, and it will feel generic, even if you're amazing. So the fix is very simple. I want you to replace the about me with what they get. All right, what they get. What is the promise, the outcomes, the proof, the booking path. That is what makes you bookable. Okay? So I get asked this a lot, and so I'm going to throw this in here, some questions that I get asked frequently. And one of them is, how long should a speaker one sheet be? How long should a speaker one? I am going to say, excuse me, 1 page. 1 page. I had a speaker send me so much information, it was 5 pages. I was like, no, we got to go back and redo this. 1 page. I mean, if it requires scrolling, it is not skimmable. If it requires them to go through like 5 pieces of paper that needs to be printed out, no. You can do the backside of the 1 page if you really need to, but I recommend 1 page. That's why they actually call it a speaker one sheet. Another question I get asked is, should I include all my talks? No, you should not, especially if you have many talks. I want you to include 2 to 4 your best fit talks that match the rooms you want. Okay, so these may need to be changed. And if you have a copy of your one sheet, I would highly recommend to go in and make sure that you're changing that before you submit this to any stages that you want to be on. And another question I got in is, do I need a speaker reel first? It is helpful, but it is not required. Okay, a strong one sheet can still open many, many doors. So I do not want that to stop you. And another question, what if I don't have any logos, or testimonial yet? I want you to use credibility signals and outcome-based proof. Like pilot results, client wins, feedback quotes, training outcomes, stuff like that. Okay, so that is the end of my podcast. And if you want a one sheet that looks hireable, fast, don't start from scratch, use a structure that already works. We have it's called a speaker one sheet starter pack. It gives you the layout, the prompts, the plug and play structure, so you can create your one sheet without guessing what to write. And I am going to leave that in the show notes for you. And I also like to invite, I will leave this link in the show notes, but I also like to invite my listeners to our free Facebook group. It is called Breakthrough Public Speakers, and I'm not going to lie, it is an amazing group of speakers. We are currently over 20,000 speakers. Some are just kind of like thinking about it, and some have been in the business for well over 30 years. It is a powerhouse of information. We do share speaking opportunities every so often in there, and you will be glad that you joined us. I'm going to leave that link in the show notes as well. And I always like to share a freebie with my speakers. We have a list of 50 events that are actually looking for speakers today. So you can take a look at that list, see if there's a fit for you, put yourself out there, send your proposal, and see how that goes. And we do change those. There's 50-ish events, and they change maybe every few months. So you're going to want to hang on to that list. All right, that is it for today, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.